tentacles and duck under the orange ones. Ready, set, go!
I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from all my fears. I will trust His word. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. We are fearless. Fearless. We are fearless.
Wow! Oh wow! Shine wow! Jesus can do anything. Wow! Oh wow! Shine wow! Jesus can do anything. Jesus is amazing. He's incredible. There's no one like Him. Jesus does miracles, the impossible. There's no one like Him. He's big and strong. So I clap my hands, I sing and dance. He's number one.
What is BGMC? BGMC stands for Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge. BGMC challenges kids like me to make a difference in the world by praying, giving, and maybe someday going. BGMC taught me how much God cares about people who don't know Him. Once I understood what Jesus did for all of us, I wanted to help. I learned that one great way to help is to pray. With so many people needing to hear about Jesus, I learned that my prayers really do make a difference in the world. Missionaries go and tell people about Jesus, and that can cost money. Kids earn money in lots of different ways. That money goes to send missionaries to tell people about Jesus and to help poor people around the world. Where does BGMC money go? First, kids put their money in buddy barrels and bring them to church. The church sends the money to the National BGMC office in Springfield, Missouri. Then, BGMC gives it to the missionaries around the world and in the United States. Let's go to the country of Guatemala and see what BGMC is doing there. In Guatemala, BGMC money is going to a medical clinic. That money buys medicine, bandages, dental supplies, even eyeglasses. There's also a big meeting tent where people learn about Jesus. Wow, people get medical help and at the same time they learn about Jesus? How cool is that? Now, let's go to Africa. BGMC helped a missionary buy bunk beds and blankets for poor kids in Kenya. They had no place to live, and now they have a home where they're loved and taken care of. They also get their own Bible and learn about Jesus. Okay, how about going to the Philippines? Did you know that all over the world, kids die because they don't have enough food? Because of BGMC, kids like these have enough food to eat. Missionaries make sure the kids know about Jesus too. All over the world, people are being helped because of kids like you and me, missionaries, and BGMC. BGMC built a Christian TV tower in Malawi. Kids like you and me have helped dig water wells all across Africa. BGMC bought snowmobiles for pastors in Russia. The money we raise has helped buy goats, pigs, and cows to help poor farmers get started raising animals. Bibles are being printed and given away in lots of languages. Pastors get to go to Bible school because of BGMC. Wow, the dimes, quarters, and dollars we put in those buddy barrels really do go around the world. So you might as well believe it, kids are playing a big part in telling people about Jesus all over the world. We can pray, we can give, and we can go. By filling up buddy barrels, we can help missionaries tell people about Jesus. By learning this stuff as kids, we have our whole lives to be a part of what God is doing around the world. There are lots of good reasons for us to pray and give, but I know one reason that's really important. It'll make Jesus happy. I'm glad I know Jesus as my friend, and I want to tell others so they can be his friends too. I don't know about you, but I think BGMC is pretty awesome.
Hello, Vida City Kids. We are the Baird family. My name is Kendra, and this is
Catherine.
And I say some of the Baird family because none of the boys are here. My husband, Randall, is out of the country right now, and Catherine has three brothers, Travis, Caden, and Samuel. and they're away as well right now. So we just wanted to share a little bit about where we live. We're actually missionaries in Ireland. We live in Ennis, Ireland. It's on the west side of the country. We think it's the most beautiful part of the island. Ireland is actually an island, if you didn't know that. Sometimes it doesn't really feel like that because it's
tiny.
It's big island though, actually. For an island, it's a big island. And so we live in Ennis, Ireland, and we've been here now for over 3 years. And we just wanted to share a little bit about where we live and what's different, and maybe you'll get to know us a little bit better. So Catherine actually just came from school, and this is her uniform. She goes to what's called Holy Family Senior School, and she's in 3rd class. They call it a class here instead of a grade. And she's in the senior school because the junior school is like preschool and kindergarten, but they don't call it preschool and kindergarten. What do they call it?
Junior infants and senior infants.
Yeah, we think that's a little funny because they call it an infant. So junior infants and senior infants, that would be like kindergarten. And then Catherine moves up into senior school, which is primary school. And then we have secondary school, which is like your junior high and high school, and it's all together. It's called secondary school. So all of the boys are in secondary school, but they are actually doing their school online here at the house most of the time. So that's a little bit about their school. And Catherine, in your school, is there something that you do in school that you wouldn't do in America?
We do Irish and English.
Yeah, so in Ireland, most of the time you hear English, people speak English, but it can be tricky because sometimes words mean different things. So you have to kind of get an idea like, oh, that's what they mean. For instance, boots. Like if someone were to say, go and put on your boots here, Catherine may go and get her cowboy boots, but that is not what boots mean here. Boots actually mean like cleats, like what you would wear in soccer or football or even baseball shoes. That's what they call boots here. So things are a little bit different sometimes with certain words. And so Irish would be something very different that we don't have in the States, and is a very kind of hard language. I don't know too much of it myself, but that's why we have Catherine here. She takes Irish in class every day. So we're going to say just a short little conversation and teach you a few words. So Diaduit. Canas tatu.
Tá me gama.
Slán.
Slán.
So what we said was
Hi and hi back. And how are you? I'm good and bye.
yeah. So the way you say hello, we can teach you, and maybe you can say it to a friend, is
Diagwit.
Diagwit. And the way you say bye would be slán.
Slán.
That's kind of an easy one. Slán. So maybe you can say that to a friend and surprise them and tell them you know a little bit of Irish. Yeah. Another thing that's different here in Ireland that we've learned to really enjoy is sweets. Now, when we say sweets in America, that could mean a lot of different things, but here sweets mean what we would say would be chocolate or candy. So we're going to show you a few sweets that our kids have love. Okay, so what's the first one, Catherine?
Our first one is Smarties.
Smarties. They kind of look like M&Ms, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing that's different, M&Ms don't really have a flavor. They have a lot of color, but Smarties have a little bit of flavor with the color. So that's a bonus. And she's going to open one up now.
I opened it.
Okay. To show you what it looks like.
Like this.
So it's like a big chocolate, but the little colored part is in the middle. Maybe they have like, oh, here's one that has a few different ones. See? Yeah. Okay, what's another one that we have?
The next one is this one.
Maltesers. But in America, we have something very similar called, you remember that? Whoppers. I don't know if you've ever seen those before at the store, but those would be very similar. And they're chocolate on the outside and kind of like crunchy. If you put it in your mouth and crunch it, then in the middle part like dissolves, just like a Whopper. So,
I can't really finish this one.
are you gonna try to bite it in half so they can see the middle? So see all that part in the middle, like that's just kind of flaky and it melts. Show us one more. What's your favorite one? Arrow.
And it's actually peppermint.
This one's peppermint and it's called an Arrow. My kids like these because they're real light and bubbly. Like they always tell me it's really bubbly. I don't know.
And it smells so good.
So when you break it into so you can see the middle, like how bright green it is. See? Yeah. Oh, I can smell it. It smells very minty. No, that's okay. She's going to have those right now. Okay. Something else that's different in Ireland would be the sports that they play here. And the boys tried learning a sport when they were younger here, but is very difficult. It's called hurling. And this is actually Catherine's hurling helmet. And while she's eating the chocolate, we'll put it on. It goes like this. Now, hurling is kind of a game that looks like lacrosse. You ever heard of that?
Football.
And but the goal looks like a soccer goal with a football goal on top of it. It's kind of interesting. And this is the stick that they use. This is actually called the hurling. And the ball they use is like the size of a tennis ball, but it's hard like a baseball. And they hit it with this and they scoop it up like that and they run down the field with the ball balanced on the hurley and they toss it to each other like this because they can't touch it with their hands.
Or like this. Whoopam! Like hit them.
Yeah, like they hit it down and they're trying to make it in the goal. Like if they get it in the net, like a soccer net, they get more points. But if they just hit it up on top in like the football poles, then they get less points. And so it's a very fast-paced game. Another thing they have here that Catherine took for 3 years is Irish
dancing.
So she's going to show you a little bit of an Irish dance. So Catherine's ready here. She's going to show you a little bit of her Irish dance. We want to just finish up today telling you a little bit about the story of Joseph. Now, Joseph's life is found in Genesis chapter 37. If you want to go and you read about him, there's so much in there that you can read, and we probably don't have time to go through everything. But one thing I just wanted to share about Joseph's life is, sometimes we might think that maybe we're not special enough for God to use, or maybe we're too young, and maybe we don't have the right family. Maybe we don't have really good talents. Like, maybe you can't dance like Irish dancing like Catherine, or, and there's things that we can always look at other people's lives and wish we were like that, or wish we had that.
You just need to try.
But, yes. But one thing we can learn from Joseph is, Joseph may have felt that way in a lot of ways too. He was just out in the fields watching the sheep and maybe felt lonely at times, maybe felt forgotten at times, and
heartbroken.
But God always sees something better in you and bigger than what we see in ourselves. And Joseph's life is a good example because he didn't have a great family. He didn't have this wonderful background and amazing childhood. In fact, his brothers, they were so mean. And they even sold Joseph. At first, they wanted to kill him. Could you imagine that?
They even threw him in a hole.
So they threw Joseph in this hole and they sold him. And then the they just went home and they lied about it. And so, I mean, Joseph didn't have this great family that he came from, but that didn't stop God using him to do something great. And it's not like the rest of Joseph's life was even better. I mean, he ended up in this house, and then this lady lied about him, and
then he went to jail.
He ended up in prison. I mean, for not, he didn't even do anything wrong.
He was just sitting down.
And but God still used him, and he put him in a place, and all of this was purposeful to get him to where God wanted him to be, to use him in this amazing way. And in the end, Joseph's brothers came, and they were sorry for what they did at the end of it all.
What?
Yeah. And so I just wanted to share that today, because I want you to know that nobody's life is perfect.
It's only God's.
God is able to take everything that's happening in our life, the good and the bad and the ugly, as they say, and he turns it to his good when we live for him and when we trust in him. And we can believe that he has something good for us and for you. And so I'm so glad that we got to share today all the way from Ireland. And I pray blessings on you, blessings on your church, blessings on your families. And maybe someday we'll get to meet in person. So, slán!
Bye!